Hey guys, it's Brad. If you've already seen the short I uploaded on this same day, you know I'm itching to get back into some of those Olympic lifts. So, this is the first really, I say Olympic lifts. This is some overhead squatting, some work for the snatch. This is the first Olympic style training lift, whatever you want to call it, that I've done since I ruptured the extensor tendon in my right forearm at the elbow on February 10th. And I did that during the jerk of like the seventh single on a fairly light clean and jerk for me, in that overhead position with the jerk, the hands are closer together. And so you guys have seen throughout my training, my squat and my deadlift came back pretty good. Whereas you probably still haven't seen me bench back in the 200s yet, because that pressing is what hurt that tendon, and I'm tentative. We'll say, not scared, but I don't want to go too fast and injure something. You know what I mean? So we're taking it very light. That progression you just saw there was the same progression I'm going to use for the other movements in this video. That was the overhead squat. This is muscle snatch. I mean, whatever you want to call it. This is tall muscle snatch. So I start with just a PVC pipe. Then I snag the 5 kilo kids training bar, which is 11 pounds. Then I move to the 15 pound training bar. Then the 15 kilo bar, which is 33 pounds. Then the 20 kilo bar, which is 44 pounds. And so I'm not putting any plates on at this time, working up very slowly, very tentatively, and just getting a feel for these lifts again. Some of those overhead squats you saw, I mean, shoulder mobility, my shoulders were very tight this day, but shoulder mobility is still feeling pretty good. My left wrist is actually still annoying me. That's probably like arthritis because I'm old. I don't know. But I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, on the overhead squats, I found myself tipping forward just a little bit. If you've never overhead squatted before, just snag a PVC pipe and try it out. It's quite funny trying to learn the overhead squat. Especially if you're a low bar back squatter and you don't have good shoulder mobility, front squatting can be very, very fun, which I used to be a low bar back squatter. After I started Olympic lifting about 5-6 years ago, I switched to high bar back squat because it transfers. I feel like it transfers better to my lifts. So anyways, when I first started learning the overhead squat, I was a low bar back squatter. And I'm going to tell you, it took me quite a while to be able to overhead squat. And I'm still not a master of it. So then we went to behind the neck snatch grip presses. Again, same progression. Start with the PVC pipe to the 11 pound, 15 pound, 33 pound, 45 pound bars, adding no weights. And just, I continued that progression with all 3 of these movements, focusing on how that right, and you see I've got a sleeve on it for all of these lifts, just to provide a little tightness and warmth on that extensor tendon. And if I lock out hard, it feels like my elbow is hyperextended. And I'm not hypermobile, so my elbows don't bend out the other way like some people's do. But if you've ever done, like, if you ever trained jujitsu and you've been in an arm bar, that feeling of hyperextension, that like discomfort that turns into pain from having your elbow hyperextended, that's what it feels like in the joint if I lock out too hard. And it did not, before the injury, it didn't feel like that. So I feel like this is going to change the aggressiveness with which I press or lock out. And it's probably going to make me more tentative at that lockout. And if I can't get that feeling of hyperextension to stop, I might end up being one of those people that point to their elbow before they perform the lift on the platform to let the judges know that my elbow doesn't lock all the way out, and I stop with a slight bend in the elbow and then just hold it there. But we'll see. Tricep extensions have kind of seemed to help that pain. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Keep training, and I'll see you in the next video.